Hi everyone, welcome back. Hope you're all doing great and your preparations are coming along great. तो guys, कुछ एक दो महीने पहले हमने news पढ़ी थी that a guy moved to the court against IIM Ahmedabad and he questioned their policy of admission. उसने बोला कि मेरे 99 point something percentile थे. I think he was in the top 100 or something students in terms of his CAT percentile. And despite the high percentile, he was rejected during the admissions process of IIM Ahmedabad. And he said that IIM Ahmedabad gives undue importance to the admission process, the interview, the other processes, and not enough importance is given to the CAT percentile. तो काफी टाइम से उस पे हियरिंग चल रही थी, but finally the Gujarat High Court has rejected his plea over the IIM Ahmedabad selection process. तो इसके बारे में हम थोड़ा और पढ़ते हैं. So as we know, whatever's been happening, ruling that there can't be any hard and fast rule regarding the extent of weightage of a written vis-a-vis a personal interview, especially in postgraduate specialized courses such as the one offered by the Indian Institute of Management Ahmedabad. The Gujarat High Court on Thursday refused to intervene in the institute selection process after it was challenged by an aspirant who was not selected. So finally, ये बोला गया है कि there cannot be any hard and fast rule. हर institute को right है अपना admission process define करने का, especially in specialized courses. And so the Gujarat High Court has decided that they will not intervene in the selection process, and after it was challenged by the aspirant. The court upheld that there is a series of considerations for conducting such a test which are best left to the experts in the field. So the court has said कि ये जो tests हैं, ये जो consideration है, वो experts पे छोड़ देने चाहिए. वो better decide कर सकते हैं कि कौन सा candidate fit है, कौन सा candidate fit नहीं है. So from whatever we read earlier, IIM Ahmedabad said that they give a lot of importance to the personal interview part. And yes, जो CAT परसेंटाइल है उसको इम्पोर्टेंस दिया जाता है, बट पर्सनल इंटरव्यू उनके लिए एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है टू गेज द काइंड ऑफ बैच दैट दे आर गोइंग टू क्रिएट, और उसमें वो कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं करते हैं, और उस पे दिस पर्टिकुलर गाय डिड नॉट डीम फिट एज पार्ट ऑफ द करिकुलम, सॉरी एज पार्ट ऑफ द बैच ऑफ द MBA बैच. तो ये अभी हुआ है कि कोर्ट ने बोल दिया है कि हम इंटरवीन नहीं करेंगे. Now, drawing from the earlier precedents set by Supreme Court judgments, the division bench of the High Court also held that the role of statutory expert bodies on education and role of courts are well defined by a simple rule, wherein if any provision of law or principle of law has to be interpreted, applied, or enforced with reference to or connected with education, the court will step in. Otherwise, if the question is related to education policy or an issue involving academic matters, the court should keep their hands off. तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजेस के पहले जो सेशंस हुए, डिवीजन ऑफ बेंच ने ये बोला है कि जो स्टैट्यूटरी एक्सपर्ट बॉडीज हैं एजुकेशन और रोल ऑफ कोर्ट्स पे, वो वेल डिफाइंड है एक सिंपल रूल की तरह, कि जहां भी कोई भी प्रोविजन ऑफ लॉ या प्रिंसिपल ऑफ लॉ को इंटरप्रेट किया जाना होता है, वहां पे कोर्ट स्टेप इन करेगा. बट अगर इट इज अबाउट education policy or an issue involving academic matters, the court will keep away from this. Failing to secure admission at IMA despite ranking among the top 110 students to clear the common admission test for management aspirants, petitioner Raghav Gupta had sought that IMA procedure of selecting candidates whereby 50% of the weightage is given to personal interviews and only 25% to CAT scores be quashed and set aside. So Raghav Gupta, as I said, he was among the top 110 students CAT के रिजल्ट के अकॉर्डिंगली, और उन्होंने बोला था कि IIM अहमदाबाद 50% वेटेज देता है पर्सनल इंटरव्यू को और सिर्फ 25% वेटेज देता है CAT स्कोर को, एंड ही रिक्वेस्टेड कि ये चीज बंद की जाए और CAT स्कोर को भी काफी ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस दी जाए. Heard by a single judge of the High Court earlier, the petitioner aspirant was not granted the sought relief, primarily on the ground that the court did not deem fit to interfere in a matter of educational policy. This verdict of the single judge was challenged before the division bench by the aspirant as an appeal. तो aspirant ने इस judgment को challenge किया था in the form of an appeal, and so the division bench observed that no constitutional infirmity was found on the part of IIM Ahmedabad by their policy of prescribing higher percentage of marks for the Viva test interview. The court also acknowledged that the aspirant had only moved court after not being selected by IIM Ahmedabad, despite being aware of the selection process beforehand made publicly available. So जब last time हमने इसके बारे में cover किया था, I had said that it is very clearly specified on their website how much weightage is given to what part of the selection process. CAT को कितना weightage है, personal interview को कितना weightage है. So if he had an objection, then he should have raised this issue earlier. But only after he did not get selected, he moved to the court, and maybe that is what did not really go down well with the High Court and the Supreme Court. And that is why I guess the Gujarat High Court gave this decision that they will not interfere with the selection process of any educational institution. वो उनका राइट है, उन्होंने बहुत क्लियरली अपने वेबसाइट पे स्पेसिफाई किया हुआ है, और अगर आपने अप्लाई किया है डिस्पाइट नोइंग द एडमिशन क्राइटेरिया, तो आई थिंक यू शुड बी एबल टू हैंडल व्हाटएवर द रिजल्ट्स आर. सो गाइज, आई होप इस न्यूज से आपको कुछ नया मिला. हम रोज आजकल काफी कम न्यूज आ रही है इस टाइप की, एंड we would still love to know what your views are on this. आपको क्या लगता है? Do you think the High Court should have given some sort of benefit to this particular student? A High Court should have done something else, or do you think the decision is right? Do you stand with IIM Ahmedabad? Whatever it is, please tell us in the comments below. We'd love to know what you feel. And subscribe to Cat King if you already haven't, and press the bell icon if you haven't, because otherwise you would miss out on a lot of notifications and a lot of content that we come up with every day. And all I'd say is that just stay motivated, stay updated, keep reading, keep browsing through things. You should know what's happening in the world, in the country. And for that, we are definitely there for you, but you should also do your part of research and your part of hard work. And Cat King is definitely there for you. So guys, I'll see you soon again with another interesting information. Until then, stay motivated, stay updated. All the very best.